Hey guys, how you doing? Been a long week. Haven't really had much time to upload any videos during the week, sorry. I will try and get better at that. And again, at the moment, I still only have my phone to do any videos with. I'm going to have to pick me up one of these, what are they called? Action cameras or GoPro things or something like that. Something else I've got to look into. Anyway, my week started off pretty good. I've been working out of a place called Owens Transport up in Newport for this week. Driving a variety of vehicles, DAFs, Scanias, and yesterday an MAN, which was really nice. Never been in one of those. Anyway, Monday started off quite easy. Sat around for an hour or so. Got driven over to DAFs by Risca, picked up a couple of lorries there with a few other agency drivers. Took them back. And then, just as like a baptism of fire, I got sent up to my first drop that was at a place called DS Smith Packaging. And they require you to reverse into the place off the road. It reverses back about 70, 80 yards or so, and then you've got a 90-degree turn, and then down between two trailers to the back of a building. So I kind of, luckily, did it all in one go. Probably more luck than anything else, because I haven't reversed a truck properly in about 8 or 9 years, I would have thought. Anyway, went from there, dropped off the trailer, and went and picked up another one up to what the company called Booker's in Mega. And after driving around Mega for about 5 or 10 minutes thinking, well, I don't see Booker's anywhere, luckily saw another Owens driver who nicely informed me that, oh no mate, it's Tesco's you need to go into. All these things you pick up on that they assume you know, but I didn't know. So now I do know that if they tell me Booker's, well, it's actually Tesco's, it's just on the other side of the road. Anyway, Monday was quite easy, relatively decent finish time, 6 o'clock. Started at 7 a.m. The rest of the week I started at 6 a.m. I've been to London a couple of times. So where did I go? I've got to check my notes down by here. Sorry, I can't really remember it all off the top of my head. So first of all, let me see, Tuesday I went to Crawley. I had a delivery over there. I had to go over to Mitcham for my backload and drop that back on the docks. Then Wednesday I had to go to Dartford. From Dartford, I had to go across to Northfleet for my backload. Now, Northfleet was really interesting. I haven't been on the docks for a long time. Ended up on one of these sort of delivery platforms that's on raised legs over the sea. So that was quite fun. Got a couple of pictures of it, but I haven't figured out how you add pictures into these videos yet either. But it will get done eventually once I figure out what I'm doing. Then Thursday, I basically just did a few local deliveries around the Bristol area. And I did learn a valuable lesson. Don't always believe your sat-nav. I had to find a place called Farm Foods, which is near the Amazon large depot down in Avonmouth now. Now, my sat-nav took me from Avonmouth docks all the way around, off the docks, all the way back up the M48, and it said, you turn left. And I thought to myself, well, it's been a long time since I've been on the M48. Maybe there is a junction on there now. There is a junction, but it's not actually open yet. So I ended up having to double back all the way back into Avonmouth, and I actually used Google Maps to find that the trailer park that I was on was literally 5-minute drive away from Farm Foods Depot if I'd have just literally turned right instead of left, trusting my sat-nav. So yeah, top tip, don't always trust your sat-nav. It did drop me in it just that once. More than likely down to my lack of understanding and knowledge of it, because it is a brand new sat-nav to me. I discovered later on that it gave you about 3 or 4 different route options, and I just selected fastest, which is, I just figured let's get there nice and quick. Now if I'd have selected shortest, it probably would have taken me through that little cut. But anyway, that was a lesson learned the hard way. And then yesterday was a fun day. I had a phone call at 5 a.m. from Owen saying to me, where are you? We were expecting you in at 4 a.m. But unfortunately, I told the agency I will not start before 6 a.m. So after I told them that was all well and good. But obviously when I turned up then at 6 o'clock, they had a job scheduled for me, which I should have started at 4 a.m. for, but they didn't bother changing it around. So it's another little downside to being an agency driver. So I ended up picking up my truck, the nice MAN, at 6 a.m. And I had to go to, where did I go yesterday? That's right, Encon in Dagenham, which is way over the other side of the M25. So I literally, again, followed my sat-nav and I went through London up onto the North Circular, which was an experience I hadn't done for about 15 years or so. Managed to get all the way through there and pulled into Encon in Dagenham on 4 hours and 27 minutes of driving. So I literally scathed in there by the skin of my first drive. Managed to have my taco break while I was waiting for them to get round to bring me in the building. That was another good experience to have, which was driving a 15-foot-1 trailer into a building with a 15-foot-3 entrance and a very tight turn in there, and then another tight turn to come back out of there. And I literally missed the door by about a 1/4 inch, I think, so I must be getting a little bit better. Either that or I'm starting to remember how to drive these things. From there, then I had to go across to Rainham, which is literally about 15 minutes down the road. It's about 5 miles, but it takes a while to go through the London traffic. And I picked up at a plastics recycling factory, which I've never done before. And I have had nicer smelling places to collect from, I must admit, because it is basically a waste recycling centre. And I've basically got a trailer full of squashed aluminium cans, so all your beer cans, your Pepsi cans, any pop cans, that kind of thing, on the back of a trailer that's now sat down the docks for somebody to deliver Monday. I've had a pretty busy week. I've had one day where I had to have 2 of my 45-minute breaks. I've done, I think it's 64.5 hours worth of time this week, so kind of hoping for a good payday next week when I actually do get paid. Yeah, I have also learnt that all the stuff I'm carrying with me is a little bit of overkill. You know, I tend to like to have stuff and not need it, rather need it and find out that I don't have it with me. But it is getting pretty heavy, lifting that bag up to a seat that's above my head height most of the time. Sorting it all out, putting it all back away again afterwards and realising, well, I didn't use half of it. So I'm going to have a look through my bag later on and have a sort through, see which stuff I actually need to compose to, as opposed to, sorry, which stuff I just like having with me. Thing I've learned is to take 3 or 4 pairs of gloves with me, because when it's raining, well, the gloves tend to be pretty useless. So yeah, it's been a pretty good week actually. A little bit tired, but also pretty pleased with myself that I haven't lost my driving skills on a Class 1. I've had quite a few trailer swaps to bring that rusty skill out of retirement, and I've actually enjoyed my week. I'm back in Owens Transport again next week. They've requested me in there for Monday to Friday again, and I might hopefully try and do a Saturday shift somewhere as well if there is any Saturday work available. But I will try and keep you guys updated during the week. I will try and figure out how to add pictures to these videos. If anybody knows how to do those things, do me a favor, drop me some comments or drop me some message or whatever. I don't know how you do it on YouTube, but try and drop me some sort of message. Give me a clue, because the more I understand these things a little bit quicker, the more I can do you some more informative videos and hopefully keep you guys interested. I have had a top tip that I need to sort out some sort of introduction and some sort of ending to add to my videos. But again, I've also got to know how to do that introduction and how to do that ending and add them all together. Maybe include some of my dash cam footage, which I've got absolutely shed loads of because it records all day, every day. So there's 60 odd hours worth of dash cam footage for me to have a scroll through later on and see if I can't figure out how to upload some of that maybe. Got some nice views of the country as the sun comes up and as the sun goes back down. Some nice views of the pure lunacy of people just parking up for miles and miles and miles, waiting to go into petrol stations, which you think you're in a queue at first, but then of, normal traffic. And then as you start looking and people are flying down the other lane, you think something's going on, and you turn off into that other lane, go down the other lane, you find out, nope, it's just a bunch of fools trying to fill up their car because they're scared there's no petrol, when there is actually plenty of petrol. Yeah, little rant over for the amount of times I've sat around about the central London area, which is several times this week, waiting in a queue only to find out that it's just people being foolish. So do us a favour, everyone, fill your car up as normal. You don't need to overfill it. You don't need to fill it to the brim if you only put a tenner in a week. There's loads of petrol out there. Anyway, I'm going to sign off for now. It's quite a short, what do they call it, vlog. Hopefully I shall update you with a video some point during the middle of next week. And I am going to try and figure out, once I start getting some money coming in, obviously, I'm going to start figuring out how to get one of these action cameras or GoPro things or something like that, and then figure out how to use one of those, because I'm sure that would probably be a better thing to use as opposed to my phone. Yeah. Anyway, hope you guys have all had a great week. keep safe, keep it between the ditches, and I shall speak to you soon. See you later.